y'all? This is Kenny Cams. I still cannot knock this dang allergies with the weather going in and out, which is annoying. But welcome to the Black Show. So today is going to be another shorter show. I'm doing little shorter kind of comment shows like this, and I'm going to try to kind of supplement them with, I'm doing some bigger projects and some more kind of produced stuff. So stick with me. I know these are shorter episodes, but like, comment, and subscribe. I got some cool stuff coming. And one is kind of related to semi to this. It's about Martin, but this is not about Martin, the TV show. So I saw a Facebook video of T.O. Green giving his opinion on men and women going 50-50 in relationships. And I agree with a lot of the points he made. The one part that I think a lot of guys are missing, that I realized too, I was missing it most of my life too. And we're missing it because the thing that I realized is women shame men a lot for a lot of stuff, right? But a lot of that shame is more guilty conscience shaming more than or manipulation shaming more than actual you did something shameful. So the conversation was about going 50-50 with your woman or your man. I stayed away. I usually stay away from these type of topics because, like, I think the whole conversation is just dumb. Like, when you really dig into the weeds of this shit, it shows you how delusional the media and TV and movies and Hollywood has made everyone. I used to think it was just women in this, but it's also men. And then that delusional like mindset made everybody get super weird and self-conscious and like do weird stuff like have burner accounts and that's why we see like this epidemic of Fresh and Fit style podcasts where misogynistic men bring on dumb women to drive home a point that women are dumb. And then on the inverse, some dumb dudes, dumb niggas go on those shows and talk as if they're talking for all of men in regards to women. And this 50-50 topic, right? The underlying thing that I noticed from women, men, everybody's embarrassed of their parents' lifestyle. Everybody's embarrassed of how they grew up. Isn't that odd? That's odd to me that you would have such an issue or be such disgust on the way that you personally grew up. And in some cases, it's not even how you grew up, it's how you wish you would have grew up. You grew up worse than that. You know what I mean? Like, you may not have had a dad in the house. So I don't understand where these expectations come from of like, people have to do a bunch of stuff for you, or like, where does that entitlement come from? Especially in dating, because like that's never been a thing. So I was lucky enough to grow up with my grandma, right? And my mom too, and my dad. But a lot of the time on the weekend, my parents was working, and my uncles and my cousins would be over there, so I would hang with my grandma. And even when my cousins were outside, I just be kind of hanging. I always been around old heads. Like, even my granddad at the barbershop, like, I always been around old folks. That's why people like, why you been like an old head your whole life? Because I literally was raised around old folks. And not like old folks that were like not able to move around and stuff, old folks. Like, I knew both my great grandmas, like, personally very well. So my grandmas and my granddads, I knew and know all of them, like all of them. I have like one-on-one talks and stuff with all of them. So I used to watch. Me and my grandma used to watch a lot of old shows like Andy Griffith and like all of those old shows, Leave It to Beaver and stuff like that. So my picture of what relationships look like, I realized, was vastly different than the kids that were at home watching The Wire and watching like those type of TV shows. So was I sheltered in that regard? Yes. I was very independent minded, so I got to a lot of stuff I got to do was like I got to physically go do, and they would let me walk to the store, they would let me get on the bus and do stuff because I was responsible, because I was around old heads, yo. But the major key of it is like I never pictured how like janky stuff would go. So like, and I'll kind of give a better insight into this. Looking back at Baby Boy now, so my first time watching Baby Boy, I looked at Tyrese's character as like the worst person ever. And whenever I do movies, that's why I'm kind of doing the smart things. Whenever I do movies, I'm watching a movie, yes, but how my brain works with ADHD, and I wonder if anybody else with ADHD has this too. It's so many other concepts I'm picking up during that movie. Like one is a big one is what personality types is the director implanting in the characters to represent the bigger kind of motif of the project. So usually it's like a narcissistic character, usually it's an empathetic character, and they also do it sometimes by like zodiac signs. So you can tell who the Aries is, you can tell who the Gemini is, you can tell who the fire sign is, you can tell. So a lot of how Hollywood works, they work in that way because you know all these people are esoteric type people. So I look at all of those different motifs when I'm watching a TV show. And the shows that we have now display all the negative characteristics of the world. So like, and I don't think anybody noticed that, but me being a kid and watching those like Andy Griffith shows and stuff like that, I saw the switch over, and it really started with cartoons with us. And it went like a super dark, like robot chicken-ish direction timeline, which is so weird. That's why I was like, this. It had to be purposely done because the way that movies were, stuff doesn't shift that fast in society. It takes hundreds of years to make a shift that we made in like 10 years. And people blame it on cell phones and like access to information. Nah, I think it's the information that we're accessing. You know what I mean? Like, I think the information that we're given. Because what I realized, especially talking with like a lot of different things, and I'll circle back to the topic of 50-50 relationships, but people are literally talking in two different realities, yo. Like they live in two different, completely, like if you talk to a conservative and a liberal, they genuinely don't think that they're on the same planet. And it's because the whatever's targeted to them specifically, they buy in 100%. And they think that's what happened in the world. And in reality, it's somewhere in the middle. And it kind of depending on where you at. So it's a little bit more nuance to how there's no nuance in the world. Like that's one thing the media did. They took out nuance. And when we bring that all back to this 50-50 relationship shit, right? I grew up with a mom and a dad in the household. My dad paid certain bills. I think he paid like the mortgage and stuff, and like the bigger like in my mind I say like the man bills. So like the mortgage, house insurance, car insurance, stuff like that. And then my mom took care of like the cable and the electric. Like it's people are too focused on what other people think about their relationship, in your relationship. So for me, I'm still single now. I make jokes and stuff about it on Facebook and stuff like that, and then my family and them, and it's a lot of different females I've talked to in this last like 2 years. But I am being very, very selective on the woman I date now. Like actually in a relationship with now. That's a better way to say it. Because I date, but in a relationship with where I'm actually gonna like looking to build to the future. I changed dating into like now. I used to like date to I want her. Now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna date some women and see which one I like the best. And I know it sounds kind of like, but I think that's the best strategy for that because the way that I was doing it wasn't working. So I'm going to rearrange that strategy. So I'm going to date and not at the same time, not like, and I don't lie to women either. I'm like, no, I'm dating. And then eventually it's going to be one where I'm like, damn it, I miss this girl. It's going to be, that's how I'm going to know who I'm supposed to date. It's going to be the one I want to be around the most. And that I don't care about being around the other ones. So I don't look at relationships as like what I can gain from that person. I look at the relationships as how that person makes me feel. And a lot of people in this world look into all their relationships on what can I gain from this person, and that's a narcissist, or being narcissistic. It's a better way to say, or having narcissistic tendencies, which a lot of the world has now because we've been programmed to. If you are arguing about going 50-50 with a man or a woman, it's a deeper conversation me and you need to have. Because you got some mommy and daddy issues going on, or you're embarrassed about your childhood, or you don't think that you achieved what you're supposed to. It's something internal going on to make you externally express that. That's weird. That's weird. So, you know what I'm gonna start doing on this? I'm gonna start doing on this Black Show podcast. I'm gonna start displaying everything I think that is, every topic that I think that is weird. That just because it's something that's been normalized doesn't mean it's normal. That's weird. Why do you care who else spends their money the other way? Why do you feel so comfortable to go around and announce it like whoever I date better pay for all my bills? That's not a very good strategy. That's not a very attractive offer for nobody. Why would I want a girl that be like, yeah, so you're going to get to hang out with me and pay all my bills? Oh, so you're a prostitute. I don't really want that. I look at this, and I'm gonna circle this with like the dating. Cause I like the dating side for me, how it looks, what it's supposed to look like. The person you're supposed to be with is the person that is extremely easy to be with, and the person that genuinely makes an effort to try to be around you. The thing, and I see this with a lot of women I date now, because it's like two girls that I'm like, or two women that I'm like, man, and one I've known for a long time, one I just met. The only reason that we're not talking is because they don't want to give up their old life. I'm willing to do that. I've kind of already did that and started a new one. But like a lot of women don't want to give up their old life. So when you talk about any woman that doesn't want to go 50-50 with you, that means that she's losing money. Because if she's got to commit and go 50-50 with you, then all them other dudes that do the supplemental stuff, maybe be some food here, maybe be some hair here, maybe be some nails here, that women don't tell you about. Guys, be careful, because a lot of these women are as scandalous as they say that we are. They project that shit on us. I've seen some scandalous ass shit. Out of some that I should have expected, some that I would never expected, but like I'm very, very careful with women is in my space now. Very, very careful. You're not about to see me out with a whole bunch with a shorty that's like around or out in the scene or like that. Damn near, you're not gonna see me date nobody from the state no more than I live in. I'll go travel. I'm in this position where I can go probably every weekend. So that's probably how I'm approach it, because it's a dirty, dirty game out here, and I realized that like I should have knew a couple years ago, but I was so oblivious, y'all. I didn't care that much. But if any woman doesn't want to go 50-50, or if any man doesn't want to go 50-50 with you, that means they're not committed to you. And women, ladies, if a man is able to pay for 100% of your stuff, 10 times out of 10, if he's a good dude, he will. 10 times out of 10, if a dude is in a position to where, like, I know with me, if I'm in a position where my girl ain't got to work, then why would she? Come kick it with me all day. That's why we're in a relationship, right? Come kick it with me. I might have to do business stuff, but you can roll with me. Or do your thing. Just don't be janky. That's the part where it gets tricky. That's the part where it gets super tricky for me, because I'm like, I'm not a really possessive person, but like people with idle time and money, it's debauchery ends up happening. So I'm like, we can just come kick it. Let's have some kids, start a family. We can do our own shit. But that's the key to all of it. Like dudes that can do that in the drop of a dime, that's mainly the goal. And it goes care about you having your own stuff, being independent. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's dope. Excuse me, that's like being independent. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's dope. Excuse me, that's dope, because that means you're able to That shows consistency. That shows patience. That shows hard work. It shows a lot of character stuff. Material wise, that means nothing to me. It's nothing that a woman can really bring to the table, material wise, for me, that I'm gonna be like, ooh, not a thing. Now, emotionally, like food, like stuff like that, I need a lot that brought to the table. That's the part I need to work on and with. That's the part that I want to be in a relationship for, to experience that part. But the material, like, that's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all focus on y'all jobs and stuff, and I get it because you gotta provide for yourself, but like you're being counterproductive. And then the guy, I'm gonna finish with the women first. You're being counterproductive because like you're working towards getting your own when guys don't care, and then you're talking shit about the guys because they don't have their own. When society has told you, literally, they say this out loud, that you have been promoted and put in that position to be there. So you earned it, yes, but you also have had a ladder. When the guys, we've had a rope. You know what I mean? We had to pull up on the rope when you could climb. So it's a little bit different. And then on the guy side, like, stop making fucking excuses and being bitch ass dudes and listening to everything women say is taking it as gospel, bro. This is how I approach conversations with all women now. Women I respect that are like my advisors, women. That's the best way to say it. Like my mom's, my mom, my sister, stuff like that. I use them as counsel, but I make my own decisions. So I may run an idea by my mama or my sisters or my cousins to get a woman's perspective on it, but I don't do what they say. I take what they say into account in my decision. And like a lot of guys that never had men around, like, and just because you had a man around, a guy around, doesn't mean you had men around. Men are different. Men are, you do what you do. Men are the ones you see that be like, woman, shut up. And it's not a disrespectful. Saying woman, shut up is a love thing. That's saying, girl, you talking too much. How you communicate that with your wife, that's y'all comfort level. But the guys that are like, oh no, I got to do what my wife says. I got to go check with the wife. Man, I was almost that dude. Like, I don't know when it happened. I think college did it, but I'm so glad I'm not that nigga, man. You might as well offer yourself. That's a terrible life, bro, to get ran by a woman. To get ran by anybody, nevertheless, the woman in my house, not a chance. Not a chance. I talk to professionals and chancellors and bosses and supervisors and CEOs this way. You think I'm gonna get talked to crazy at my own house? That's what I realized with me with dating. Like, a lot of women are probably spooked, but just know, if a lady I'm talking to is watching this video, just know what I treat what's mine as gold. I'm the sweetest person. If you see me with my sisters and my mama and my nephew and them, I'm the sweetest person in the world. I'm a Gemini. It's two sides to it, but I've learned that you can't treat everybody that way. So the people that are in my life, and it was one shorty that recently that I told her, you get special treatment, and she did some janky shit to purposely try to disrespect me to protect her reputation with another person, was what I kind of assumed, which I see that a lot in that family. That's why I'm like, red flag. But she saw real quick that all that special treatment goes away immediately. It's done. It's done. But it's Kenny Cams, y'all. I'm out. Happy Thursday. What's today? Thursday, August 22nd. All right, y'all. Peace.